Honestly felt like Burleson was a long shot.
No probable cause exists to file any charge against Officer Wilson.
We have to teach them concepts of use of force, response to resistance.
Perception, I think, with law enforcement has drastically changed.
Do not move!
Sir, drop your weapon. Back up, sir.
We're asking cops to do too much in this country. We are. We're just asking us to do too much. Every societal failure, we put it off on the cops to solve. Not enough mental health funding. Let the cop handle it. Not enough drug addiction funding. Let's give it to the cops. That's too much to ask. Policing was never meant to solve all those problems.
I'm Colby Smith. I was born and raised here in Burleson. I'm a graduate of Centennial High School. After that, I went to Hill College here in Burleson. I've wanted to be a police officer since I was in 8th grade.
My name's Christina Daniel. I grew up in Burleson, and my father was a police officer, so I think that helped him be able to kind of keep me, like, wrinkled in.
My name is Ethan Balderrama. I'm the youngest out of 6, Fort Texas. I grew up in Forest Hill, always getting picked on by my brothers and sisters all the time. It was pretty rough back in the 90s. From one of the stories my brother told me, my dad, it was not the safest neighborhood you want to be in, especially at nighttime.
8th grade, did a ride-along. I was like, okay, this is pretty cool. This might be something I want to do. I thought it was fun. I thought it was cool to drive around a police car, drive fast, turn the lights on.
And I honestly felt like Burleson was a long shot. It was one position open, and there was about 70 candidates applying for it, and I took the test, and I walked out going, I did my best, and fingers crossed, and I prayed about it, and I said, all right, that's all I can do.
When I got that phone call 2 weeks before I was going to join the Air Force, and Burleson gave me a shot, and I'm going to take advantage of it.
We are the sheepdogs. We run in while everybody else runs out. I'm proud of y'all. This is a serious job with serious consequences. Y'all can do it.
The academy started at 7. I was there by 5:36. I was super early. Nope, not gonna be late today. Not on my first day.
The hiring process with the Burleson Police Department was pretty rigorous. There were probably close to 100 questions about things, different crimes you may have committed, your work history. They're looking to see what kind of person you are. They want to know who they're hiring before they hire them, which is understandable.
We've looked into the backgrounds of these individuals. We've talked to their references. We've developed references. We've run them through polygraphs. We've screened them through psychological exams. And we've done our due diligence up front to make sure that the person that we're hiring is the person they purport to be on paper. And I think it all starts with hiring the right people.
It was intimidating, and it was not only the amount of knowledge I had to take in to know that I had to take this and to the next step, that it wasn't just something that I could memorize for a test and then brain dump it and move on. It was something I actually had to retain. Obviously,
we started with the most basic form of defense, defensive tactics. Then we get trained on the use of a taser, OC spray, batons, firearms, de-escalation. Trying to de-escalate things before it gets physical. I don't think a lot of people in society realize that, but that's something they seriously instilled in us, is de-escalate something if you can. Resolve it with your words before you have to go physical.
Law enforcement are not trying to hurt someone. All they're trying to do is keep them under control, and this person's fighting them. We have to teach them concepts of use of force, response to resistance, those type of things. So we have to give them the proper training to be able to handle someone out on the street who's maybe a criminal, who's been in prison, who's been fighting with law enforcement. So that training that they receive now is critical for them to be able to survive.
It is not like what you see in movies or you see on TV where a cop is fighting consistently. It's built to help the officer.
If it's done right, there's not very much level of energy exerted, and that's how it's designed. You know, as an officer, you want to conserve your energy in case the fight prolongs, but during this training, we kind of switch off roles as a bad guy and a good guy. And for the bad guy, man, it's, you know, after about 30 seconds, you're gassed.
When I was the bad guy, yeah, it was, and if you get the moves right, you think, oh, I can get out of there, I'm slinky. No, you can't. So, but yeah, it's a really good workout, so.
There you go. This scenario that we're doing here is to demonstrate to the cadets that they are able to do a 7-step traffic stop. There's no runners or anything of that nature. This is a basic traffic stop.
The first time you're approaching a car and you need to approach them and talk to them, all of a sudden you're like, I've been pulled over before, but I don't know how to do this. We did a lot of hands-on and a lot of, okay, let me teach you in the classroom, and now the next day we're gonna go and actually do it.
And this is what these are, scenarios. These are their final scenarios.
Do not move your hands. Keep your hands where they can be seen.
So that now they can have some experience before they're out there in the streets. We got a week, and these guys are going to be with the training officer working the streets of their cities.
And one of the learning objectives also is to put them under stress to when they're responding to a person with a knife or a machete or a weapon, any kind of weapon, edge weapon or a bat or whatever the case may be, is if they're going to use deadly force, to understand the concepts of they might get a malfunction while they're shooting somebody.
Hey, what are you doing in my house? Hey, drop your knife. What are you doing in my house? Drop your knife, sir. What are you doing drop your knife. What are you doing here? Sir, drop your weapon.
Oh, it hurts. They're going to call for backup. They're going to call for the ambulance and let people know, hey, I just got involved in an officer-involved shooting, and I need some help over here.
You know, they gave me the layout. It was my job to map it out. What I liked about the academy, I enjoy the scenarios a lot. The scenarios made it seem like, are you sure this is what you want to do?
Colby Smith, Burleson Police Department.
You're entering into a world that you have no clue what you're going to deal with every day. But it's also a sense of pride. You know, you're now part of a huge family.
The moment that I put the uniform on and looked in the mirror, not only did I feel like I had just joined a family, but I knew I had to earn that as well. Just because I put the uniform on didn't mean that I instantly was an officer, but it did, if that makes sense, that I had to prove myself still to be able to really earn the badge that they have given me, that I've earned through the academy, but now through my next bit of training, then through my next years of service, I constantly earn the privilege of wearing that badge, because it's not a right, it is a privilege that I get to wear the badge every day going to work. When you are in this uniform, you are representing the city, you're representing Burleson Police Department, and not only that, but you're representing every other officer that has ever worn the uniform, that wears the uniform, or that wants to wear the uniform.
Someone pinch me, please. Like, I didn't know it was real. And it was real when my mom cried. She cried a little bit. She was just very proud.
We're seeing kids that want to rise to the nobility of their office and want to rise to that occasion where they are there, that they are the hope coming, that they are willing to control the chaos, that they're willing to breach the gap, that they're courageous and wanting to do good for our communities.